Hey everyone, so today we're going to take a look at installing the new Ecobee3 Smart WiFi Thermostats, and I just received this in the mail the other day. So for those of you in the United States and Canada, you can probably pick one up from your local electronics store or through Ecobee directly themselves. Most energy providers are actually giving you a $100 rebate if you install this in your home and connect it via Wi-Fi to their account. So pretty good deal right now. It's on for $299. I've seen some places putting it on for $249, but with the $100 energy rebate on your energy bill, it's actually not a bad deal. So let's go ahead and pick this up. This is the Ecobee3 Smart Wi-Fi Thermostat. It does come with one sensor. This particular model, the new ones are Apple HomeKit compatible. That was one of the selling features for me as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and open this box up and see what we got inside here. All right. Okay. So that looks like the wireless sensor that you can add on to this particular unit. It does come with one to place in other areas of your home. It's actually a lot smaller than I thought. In the pictures it looked quite a bit bigger, but that's it's pretty neat and tiny, inconspicuous, not going to take up a lot of space in the rooms where you plan to put it. Some instruction manuals here. Here's the Ecobee unit itself. Pretty nice and sleek design. Again, a little bit smaller than I had thought it would be. As you can see, it's only about can fit in your hands nicely. All right, so this is the power extender kit that it does ship with. Now, not all furnace systems are going to have the 5-wire compatibility for Ecobee. So if your furnace system only uses 4 wires to connect to the thermostat, you will need to use this power extender kit. So we're going to go ahead to my thermostat a little bit later on. Right now we'll take a look. I did scope out ahead of time before I did purchase it, and my system does only have 4 wires, so I will be showing you guys how to install this as well. It looks like a little stand for the wireless sensor there. And what else do we got here? It looks like some mounting hardware for the optional bevel that comes with the Ecobee, if you want to install that to cover up some wires and things that may be coming out of your old thermostat. You also have your instruction manuals as well, including this is kind of cool. I didn't know this was in there, but looks like this will help you label the wires when you're installing the power extender kit or pulling off the old thermostat as well. And I guess they want you to put stickers up all over the place, so that's kind of neat. All right, so let's go ahead to the thermostat and we'll take a look and see how we're going to get this installed. Okay, so here we are at the old thermostat, and I'm just going to pop this one off here and take a look. So as you can see here with this particular thermostat, I can tell right away that there is only 4 wires here. There's a black, a green, a red, and a white wire. There is no C wire, or the common wire that Ecobee uses to power itself. So we're going to need to install that power extender kit. So I'm going to go ahead and shut the power off downstairs to the thermostat and to the furnace, and we'll pull some of these wires out and take a look and see if I need to install the optional bevel kit, which I probably will, to cover up some of these screw holes, and we'll go ahead and get that started. All right, so here I am at my furnace downstairs here. I'm just going to go ahead and pop the covers off. Put that aside here. The lower one just pops up from the bottom over here. Should be able to just pull that off. I'm going to go ahead and grab this camera here and move it in a little bit closer so you guys can take a look at where the actual control panel is. So the control board that you're going to need to access is actually this little piece right down here. So the wires and the power extender kit that are going to connect are this set right over here. So I've already turned the power off at the main breaker for the furnace, including the switch. So now I need to figure out which wire it is that's coming down from the humidistat as well. And I can see things out of the way here. I've traced it down to this particular wire right over here. So it looks like that's the one I'm going to be disconnecting and connecting to the power extender kit. You want to make sure that you've double checked and triple checked that that is the wire going to the thermostat, because as you can see there are a few other ones here that look all the same, but they're going to different areas. One's going to the control of the furnace itself, the other one is going over to the humidifier and the humidistat that's connected up above here. So that is the one I'm going to take off very carefully from the bottom here, and making sure that I don't break, cut, or remove any of the other wires. And Ecobee also provides you with a sticker kit that I showed you earlier when we unboxed it. Just looks a little bit like that. So I'm going to make sure that I label each and every wire down here so that I can also correspond and label at the top, but also plug into the proper connector down here on the power extender kit. So let me go ahead and pull these wires off, and then we'll get to connecting the power extender kit. Okay, so I have disconnected the wires for my thermostat and labeled them using the stickers that come with the Ecobee set. It's pretty intuitive. You have G for the green wire, R for the red, W for the white, and my black wire was connected to the Y terminal on the control board itself. So I'm going to try to zoom in here on the control board, get it close, see if we can get in there. So on my control board, you can see that there is 5 terminals here, and it does have a C terminal for the common wire. Now some thermostat systems will have a 5-wire system going upstairs to the thermostat. So if you do have that C wire and 5 wires are going upstairs, you do not need to install this power extender kit. But in my case, I only had 4 wires, so I do need to install the power extender kit, which is this step. So if you are lucky enough to have 5 wires upstairs to your thermostat, then you can skip this step right here. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and install the power extender kit, which comes with the Ecobee unit, this little guy right here. So we'll open that up and get that installed. Okay, I'm just going to snap open the power extender kit. Just do that with a flat screwdriver. It snaps right off. And we'll grab our connecting wires. Now, I did trim the wires a little bit, as they were quite long to actually fit into the power extender kits, and we're just going to match up the colors and plug them in where they belong. So go ahead and just push the G wire in. As you can see, the little switch down there depresses itself, so that's the way you know it's locked in there. You can pull and tug on it and that won't come out. Likewise, I'll do the same for the R wire. Just push it in. It's 2 down. And my white wire, which will go into W, and then my black wire, which was in the Y terminal on the control board, will go into the Y terminal here. So we're just going to give it a quick little tug, and they are all secure. As you can see, all the buttons are pushed down. Maybe a little bit more for the white guy there. There we go. So all buttons are nice and pushed down, and that's one end of the power extender kit now connected. We'll put that away here for a second, and then the second one is going to be right here. Now these wires are already labeled, and as you can see, there are 5 of them on this particular set on this side of the power extender kit, and they are labeled as we want: the YW, G and R, and then that one extra 5th wire that was missing, the C wire, which will go into the C terminal right over here. So I'm going to go ahead and connect that down into the furnace, and we'll be right back. Alright, so now I've connected all the cables from the power extender kit back into the furnace control board, just matching up the labels to the board itself. Just give them a nice little tug, make sure they're all on there secure. And the other end has already been done, which is the thermostat end. Snap close the power extender kit, and we can just peel the sticker off and stick it in somewhere inside the furnace, make sure the wires aren't strained. And now we're going to go upstairs and connect the thermostats, and let's see if all this works. Alright, so back upstairs now, where the thermostat used to be. I've removed the old one, and again just used the stickers provided by the new Ecobee and labeled the wires that match downstairs. And here's the base bracket for the Ecobee, and as you can see, if I were to mount that there, it's really not going to cover all these old ugly holes. So I'm going to go ahead and use the mounting bracket, or the beveled mounting bracket here, which will do a nice job of covering that up. I also like that they provided a little level here inside the Ecobee base part here that allows you to straighten it up. But similarly to downstairs, we're just going to take the wires corresponding up to the labeled mounting bracket here and push the wires in, just making sure that the little levers do depress all the way, and that the wires are snug. It looks like I'm going to need to do a little bit of drilling. Maybe I can catch the stud inside there and not have to put any plugs into the drywall. So Alright, so here we have the base of the Ecobee installed on the wall. So I did remove this little plastic piece here with the control board. Just snap it right out of the smaller base, if you will, if you're not going to be using that. So in my case, I had a bunch of, holes and drywall from the old unit that was showing. So I did decide to go with the bigger base. Disconnected that one. And then of the 4 wires that are coming out that are marked, just follow the instructions on the PEK setup on your instruction manual. The only real differences was that the R wire that was coming out of the furnace and the PEK, and the instructions it just said make sure you're connecting it to the RC terminal. The G or green wire goes to G, the Y wire goes into the Y1 terminal, and the white wire goes into the W1 terminal. So in my case, looks like everything was on that side of the terminal. Did not need to use anything else. Now you may have other accessories installed on your furnace system, like humidifiers, that may use some of these other terminals over here, but the Ecobee does a pretty good job of providing a wiring diagram in the manuals that is set. So just make sure they're connected up to the right terminal, level it up, screw it in, and it's not very heavy, so that'll sit there nice and tight. We're going to go ahead and turn all the power back on and plug in the Ecobee unit itself. And to plug in the unit itself, it's pretty simple. It's just lining it up into the socket. Quick little push, you'll hear a click, and now it is connected. Alright, and here we go. Our Ecobee comes alive with the power back on. So it looks like it's going to go through its setup after it comes on, and you can of course download the app and start playing around with HomeKit integration, and that was it. So all in all, it took about an hour and a half, just coming up to about 90 minutes when I started this. And it wasn't very difficult at all. Very easy installation. Obviously, if you have to install the power extender kit, then that took a little bit of time. Of course, if you have to install the plastic hardware with the drilling and the plugs and screws, not too long at all, not that difficult at all. Overall, I'm actually very impressed. A very easy setup. And now we're just going to go ahead and set this all up, play with it. So it looks like it's detected wiring in the following terminals. We did connect to RC, G, Y1, and W. That is correct. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit yes. It's also asking if I have one of these accessories installed, a humidifier, dehumidifier, ventilator. I do have a humidifier installed. I'm going to go ahead and hit yes. And do you have 1 or 2 wires coming from your accessory to the Ecobee? So that, not sure. I'm going to have to go ahead and read the instructions. I'm pretty sure it is a 2-wire setup, but I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I was saying, time-wise, it is a very easy install for somebody who's, has a little bit of knowledge of basic tools. I think anybody can really go ahead and install this themselves. It's quite easy with the power extender kit. If you don't have the power extender kit, honestly, it's pretty much plug and play. Pull out the old thermostat, plug in the new thermostat, and you are ready to go. So that's it. Hope you guys get some value out of setting up your brand new Ecobee 3, and on to the next one. Thanks for watching.